Hey, what's up everybody? This is Dr. Guyton, and I quickly wanted to answer a question that I posted on Instagram this week. Follow me on Instagram at Mr. Right vs. Wrong. The question I asked, something to the nature of, should you or could you become friends with a person right after you broke up with them? And I asked this question specifically because I see a lot of people who, somebody will break up with them, but they automatically want to become friends with somebody. Or with the person who broke up with them. So after a person breaks their heart, they accept the role of being a friend because the other person still wants to be a friend, and they accept this role of being a friend. And the question is, should you or could you? And I'm gonna give my opinion on this because it's not a right or wrong answer. But then again, I'm just gonna give my perspective on this situation. And I think it's difficult to heal if you are still around the person who hurt you. And I realized that when I'm doing a lot of coaching sessions or talking to individuals about dating and relationships, that they accept this role of friendship because that's all they can get from the other person. And they accept this role because they believe that eventually the other person would come around and then they'll upgrade that friendship back to relationship. And so that's why they accept this role of friendship. But I always pose the question and say, are you really friends whenever you take this role? Because the question I always ask is, can you be happy for them if they get somebody else? And if you say no, then that automatically tells me that you're not really a friend. Because a friend would be happy for anything positive that happens in somebody else's life. And so it's hard to be considered a friend whenever you have crossed certain lines, because as people say, the water's gotten muddy. And another way I explained it, I did a live discussion a few weeks ago, a free live discussion. You should check those out. But I did a free live discussion on the internet, and we talked about how, once you mix friendship with relationship feelings, you can't separate the two. So some people, when I posed that question, they were saying, if you were good friends before, then you can be good friends after. And I find that hard to believe because the example I use is, if you take a pack of Kool-Aid and you put it in water, let's say the Kool-Aid are your friendships, the feelings, friendship feelings, and then the water is your the feelings you feel for each other from an intimate stance, right? If you connect those two, they're gonna mix to a point where you can't separate it. And once you get to that point, you can't separate and just take out those intimate feelings that you have for a person. That's just not gonna go away just because you want to get that friendship back. It's not gonna happen. And so I find it really hard to believe. And so my advice is that you have to completely separate yourself so that you can work on healing. You cannot heal when the source of your pain is still a part of your life. That's just almost nearly impossible. Now, are there individuals who have made it happen? There are a few. And there are some people who say that they were able to do it. But for the most part, in my experience of giving relationship advice, of coaching different individuals through their situations, it is nearly impossible to do. And so you need time to fully heal. Now, once you fully heal, there may be a chance that you can create that friendship again. But I have noticed that when people fully heal, they look back at the situation and say, you know what, I no longer want to deal with this person. And so you come to that conclusion because once you break up with a person, it's a habit. That person was a part of your life. They were a part of everything that you did. And so it's just hard to not have that person in your life. And so that's why people accept that role of friendship. But once you get to a point where you're no longer dependent upon that person to be a part of your everyday life, then you sometimes realize that they don't have a place in your life. And then you move forward. And so focus on healing. And that's just my advice. That's my perspective. Give me your perspective. What you think about this? Leave your comments in the box. Also, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Follow me on Instagram at Mr. Right vs. Wrong. And I got a new website coming out where I'll be doing relationship coaching, helping people, as I say, reset your heart. So just follow me, and you'll see all the new good stuff that I got coming. So God bless all of you, and have a wonderful day.